In the future, of course, you've heard today's topic, entitlement in marriages. Now, this is one very serious topic that I'm sure you would love to understand and get. There are a whole lot of controversies when it comes to this topic, and we are doing justice to it. Today, we have a beautiful woman of God in our midst. Of course, she's graced our show before, and she had an insight into it. And we decided to bring her back due to popular demand. We have Pastor Mrs. Gladys Obishili.
It's so good to have you, ma'am.
Good to have you, ma'am. Good to have you.
It's good to be back. You're doing well. How's the ministry?
Amazing. God is faithful.
I've seen a few things you've done so far, and I'll just watch and I'm like, Pastor is taking it further.
God is working.
God is indeed
just
faithful.
positioned to do His bidding.
Oh, that's nice.
Faithful.
Okay, Pastor, today's topic is kind of interesting but very controversial. We are talking about entitlement in marriage, and most times, I think, let me talk from the women aspect, they are fond of feeling like they should be entitled to everything. So can you give us what the full meaning of entitlement, when we're talking about entitlement in marriage, what is it all about?
Okay, thank you. It's a very, very important topic when it comes to marriage, family values, relationship. Entitlement. What is entitlement? It's all about a negative mindset. It's a negative mindset. You know, feeling that you deserve all the favor, the good treatments that should be meted to you. You know, having that feeling that it must be me. I must be taken care of. Nobody owes anybody anything. We all came to this part of eternity to make our contributions. Now, bringing it back to marriage, which is the core. Marriage is a system of help. Let me say it again. Marriage is a system of help that God in His wisdom and His graciousness afforded man. Marriage is God's gift to humanity. Now, coming into marriage, you're coming into marriage to be a blessing to somebody and not to come to make demands. Of course, there are things that will accrue to you because God is not a user of man. When you serve God in your marriage, in your relationship, He rewards you. But not having a negative mentality, feeling you're entitled to what have you. No. So entitlement is having a negative mentality of, I deserve this, I should be treated this way, this favor must be meted to me, I should be handled this way, it's me, myself, and I. So what are you bringing to the table?
So is it only women thing that, or is it associated with women alone, or both sides?
Marriage is not for just women. Marriage is both the man and the woman. It's male and female. Either parties can feel entitled. Either parties.
Okay, now, what is the difference between entitlement and expectations? I'm expecting this. I'm entitled to this, and you're expecting. What's the difference in marriage now?
Okay, now, we all have our expectations.
Yes.
When it comes to marriage, expectation is healthy. Now, biblically, there are roles, spelled out for a woman. There are roles a man is expected to play in marriage to make it work. Marriage is a union of teamwork. You bring your strength, I bring my strength. We try to minimize our weaknesses. Our goal is to make it work, to be a blessing to one another. Now, there are expectations. When a single man wants to, settle down, probably he's used to eating, I like to be practical, things we can relate with.
Yeah,
he's used to eating the bukas around, the fast foods, the noodles and what have you. Having a wife come into his home, aside from being a blessing to the woman, he also expects that once the woman comes in, she will be a blessing to him. She will, of course, women will always come with their giftings. Whatever you give a woman, she will multiply it back to you.
Yeah.
A woman can give you rice, different shades of same rice, all through the week, without you feeling bored. So of course the man behind his back will have a sense of expectation, all right, in his mind, but not entitlement. Entitlement has a negative feel to the relationship. Yes, I'm now a married man. I married you. You must cook my food. You must make my bed. You must service the other room. You must do this, you must do that. And then when she fails in that area, you begin to criticize her and all that. That's not what marriage is all about. Everybody has expectations. The woman also has hers. I want to be married. I want a man that also care for me in as much as I'm bringing my strength. I want a man that will care for me, a man that will bring out the best in me, a man that will be like a father to me, a man that will, you know, also mentor me and love me for who I am, that will fan me to flame. All right? She will have that desire also. And of course, too, there's no way you marry a man that he will not also support you in your bills. All things being equal. So we have our expectation. But coming in to say, my husband must, that is where entitlement comes in.
It's like demanding.
You're demanding. You have, it's a mindset. It's rooted in you. It's rooted.
You don't need to demand for it because
no. Yes.
But quickly, what are the dangers when you talk about entitlement in marriage? What are the dangers that people can literally say, okay, from today, maybe this is the reason why this is happening because of this? What are the main dangers of entitlement in marriage?
Let me stretch it in a way. Marriage is a blessing to humanity. Marriage is a gift from God to his creatures. Knowing that we all cannot navigate this part of eternity alone. The Bible says a man will chase 1,000, two will put 10,000 to flight. And we are also made to be social beings. We are made to relate. I can hold Olori's hand, I can hold Sister Joy's hand, and we interact. The area you are strengthened, I may be feeling that area, you help me. The area I have strength, you may be feeling that area, I help you. We are to, synchronize, build, synergize our energies to form a formidable force. All right. So it's meant to be a union of comfort, a place of rest, a peaceful haven. Okay, today we saw a lot of traffic on the road, and then imagine you getting home after a hustle and bustle of the day, and then you're meeting a nagging spouse at home.
It's not going to be funny.
We had to navigate all manner of terrains to, in fact, I dropped my car for my husband. All manner of nooks and crannies of Lagos to be able to be here to meet.
Coming all the way from
all the way. Do you understand? To meet up and then here we are. All right. Now imagine going through all those hurdles and then the pressure of, I'm late. I don't like to be late. I don't like to be behind the scene. I don't like to do this. And then you're coming after all the drama of the day, the traffic. They'll tell you that when you're driving on the road, you're driving for two. You're not driving for yourself. You may be on your lane, but somebody may ram into you and what have you. You must be careful your guard. So having gone through all that and then gets to the office, you have a lot of backload of issues to deal with, issues, people to attend to, customers to care for and what have you. And then you get home to rest, to let your head down, then you're getting the opposite. So marriage is a union. It should be a place of hope, a place you look forward to returning to. Do you understand? But when that is not being offered, what do you have? Heartaches, pains, disappointments, emotional wounds. And the emotional wounds are far deeper
than the one you see physically.
Thank you, ma'am. They are deeper. It will affect your sex life. Your spouse may just give it to you, come and do. You will not get the best of him or her. That's the truth. You will not get, people will do things for you out of a sense of duty. They won't give you their heart. And trust me, you want the heart of your spouse.
Okay. You win the heart of your spouse. Emotional wounds are far deeper than the one you see physically. It's time for us to go for this short break. I will be right back because we need to take our word of marble. I will be back with our Zoom guests when we'll continue with the family and values. Don't go anywhere, stay tuned.
Of course, we've been discussing entitlement in marriage, and we have Pastor Gladys in the building doing justice to the topic. We're trying to connect with our Zoom guest so that he will join us and give us from the legal aspects of it. But while we are waiting for our Zoom guest to join, let's continue with Pastor. Okay, Pastor, I would like to ask, for those partners that felt like they didn't have what they wanted growing up, they didn't have that kind of life they wanted, and now they found themselves in marriage and they feel like it's time for me to have this lifestyle, and the only person that can give me this lifestyle happens to be my partner. Are you going to say that's entitlement too, or is just an expectation they are having, like, this is what I wanted but I'm not having it, and then they feel like this partner can provide, so they are now placing that demand and saying this is the lifestyle I want? So would this say it's entitlement?
Okay, it's still okay to have expectations in relationship, but what I bring is this: under God, we all are looking for what will work.
Okay.
What are the banes of marital challenges? I know this is meant to solve problem. This program is meant to solve, a particular problem, and that is to settle marital challenges. Now, it's okay to have expectations coming into marriage. Oh, I was deprived of this growing up, and then now I'm privileged to marry this man. Basically, it's more of the female folks anyway. But I'm married to this man now. I expect him to be treated this way. I expect to be treated that way. It's good to have expectations, but don't feel entitled. Okay. And let me say this. One of the challenges of marriage is people having high expectations on their spouse, as if their spouse is owing them something. Your spouse is not owing you anything. That's the truth. Don't come into marriage with a mindset that he or she will meet my needs. Otherwise, you'll be part of his or her property. That's the truth. You have little or no respect in that union. You have little or no say. Your background should not put your back on the ground. We all had our humble beginnings. Yeah. We all are products of makings, of determinations, goals, visions, and pursuing it. Nobody's owing you anything. And what you did not work to get, you may not value it. That's the truth. Let me speak to our singles. Ladies in particular, don't come into marriage with a mindset that the man will meet all your needs. Don't be one of the added properties. What a man will say to you before you came into this home, I've already acquired all these things. What are you bringing on board? What are you telling me? Men are logical. So you may come from a humble background, determined to train yourself. If you're not sent to school, acquire skills. Gain knowledge, read books. We learn by books. That's the truth. Read books, have the right association, get mentoring, get coaching, expose yourself to knowledge. There's no one God made that is a non-entity. There's something God has put on your inside. There's a value you are bringing. That's the truth. There's something about you. There's something you can't do. So don't put all your burdens on a man. Or even those days we have a lot of men that wants to marry a woman that is well placed.
And they'll ask you, what are you bringing to the table?
They want a working class woman that earns 7 digits and what have you. They want. It used to be female before, but now male are even on the yes. I'm telling you, they have their conditions, and now we're having house daddies, house husbands, and there's a lot of role reversal in the system. Topic for another day. All right.
Okay. And now I want to ask: is it necessarily important to shut down on entitled persons? This person would like to say, "I'm entitled to this." Do you know? I have come across a friend who was saying, I have problems, and she was like making these entitled demands that you cannot even. It's like, I was wondering, is it right to shut down or necessary to shut down on them because they place demands or they place entitlement at every little opportunity they come across? Is it right?
You need to be healthy emotionally to be able to fulfill destiny. When you carry baggage, trying to climb staircase, it will impede your speed. Now, relationships that you end up, each time you meet them, you end up complaining, feeling bitter, they keep draining your energy. It is not wisdom. My father in faith will say, friendship is by choice, it's not by force.
It's not by force.
Yes. It takes two to tango. The Bible says evil communication corrupts good manners. That's the truth. Of course, we are to be liberal, we are to be friendly, we are to help people, be a blessing with your resources. What God gives to you is not for you alone. You're not to consume everything, you're to be a blessing. But there are those that you give something to, they will not tell you thank you. They feel you should do it. It is your right. That's why in this African part of Africa, it's your right. Oh, you are a first son, it's your right to train your younger ones. If you don't do it, you are failing. Oh, your first daughter, you must do this and do that for your siblings or for your parents. Africans, an African thing, it's a right. Do you know when you travel abroad, they may welcome you into their home, maybe they love you enough for a day, welcome you, take me to your knees. After 2 days, tell you, what are you here for? What's up? You must take responsibility. That's the truth. So we've been trained to depend, to be dependent, trusting people must do it for us. And if they don't do it for us, we feel bad. Now, I may give you, I'm privileged to give to you. But if you make demands and I don't give you what you demand for, and you get angry, that sends a signal.
So what do you call that?
Entitlement. I tell people, I said, when you're making a demand from somebody, expect 2 things, either a yes or a no.
Yeah.
Don't have the mindset that it must be a yes. That means you're becoming entitled. And you have bad attitude. All right? Expect a yes or a no. That person is not owing you anything.
So can we now say that entitlement is basically African thing or part of, because let's bring it down to our kids. We've seen children that have the spirit of entitlement even growing up. They are entitled. My dad taught me something. There was the time my dad differentiated between rights and privileges. And my dad said, these are your rights as a child, but these ones are your privileges. But we see children feeling like everything is their right. So is it that it's just African thing that we are not training our kids to understand that? Because it's what we train them that grows with them. That's why you see that no matter where a child is, or they just feel you should be, and then when they become adults to take responsibility, they are still having that. And then at a certain age, parents transfer that entitlement to their kids. They feel like it's my old age, so you should be the one responsible for me. So is it really African thing, or the way we are brought up in this part?
Generally, of course, wherever you find human beings, there'll be emotional things, attitude, and what have you. But this is strongly from the African angle. That's the truth. You are expected to do some certain things, and if you don't do them, you are like a failure. And now, bringing it back to parenting, the bulk of the work lies on we parents. How are you raising your children? There is no small child. I've come to realize there is no small child anywhere. They are just old spirits in a tender body, sent at a particular time. There is no small child. That's why your child will bite at your nipple when you're breastfeeding him or her and be looking at your face. Even in few months of age, you'll be looking at your face. There's no small child anywhere. So you must start early inculcating those manners into them. That's something I had with my children growing up. I'll tell them, what mommy did not give to you, don't take. And that grew up with them. Because some will be kleptomanias. They are picking things, picking, but nobody's correcting them. I was in a place some days ago, and a child came, we're having a program, and a child came and picked something. Smart little girl picked something and then went again to join the queue to pick it. But I saw her, I said, you've had yours.
Okay.
Okay. Doctor, sorry, we'll hold you on there, Pastor. Our Zoom guest is on standby. Good morning, Barrister Are Adetun Hazan. Good morning. Good morning, Barrister. Hello, Barrister, can you hear us?
Hello.
Hello, Barrister. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Barrister.
It's a pleasure to be on your program.
Oh, so nice to have you on the show. Good morning, sir.
Wow.
Quickly, Barrister, we're talking about entitlement in marriage. Yes, and we want you to take it from the legal aspect of marriage. Is there room for entitlement when it comes to marriages?
Well, we don't have to pick it up from entitlement point of view. We have to pick it up from the home front, the moral decades that have really affected our psyche in this part of the world, majorly globally. There is no morality and there are no morals, and these are one of the basic things that have really endangered many homes. Because in the time past, you look at how much our great grannies and father were able to accommodate each other. There is no spirit of understanding.
Contest.
People just see marriage as an institution that has a one size fits all, and coming up with your mindset that you are entitled, this entitlement spirit, it's more about lack of understanding. Because what are you trying to grandstand to fix your husband, or the wife having entitlement spirit, children having entitlement motives? Even the husband most times still have entitlement motives towards the wife, towards the nominal things that are within the home. But if there are communication and there are communal bridging of gaps, whereby you tend to discuss, you tend to have a deliberate conversation on basic things, and you have joint agreement in reaching out to resolution. It to go beyond you grandstanding to waiting that, oh, you expect this person to know that I'm entitled to use this car, or once I'm going out, this man must not touch this. Those rules affect the fabrics and foundation of marriages, and they are symptoms you are able to give room for the motive of entitlement, your moral of bringing it, even affect the children. Because once you have a baby now, and the baby is okay, I want this. Nowadays, maybe sometime before now, I don't know, maybe it's now becoming a trend. You don't see children even understanding eye contact. They don't even understand, oh, go here. But maybe you have been giving the child everything he has. At the end of the day, it becomes a spoiled child, because you can't even control that boy or girl from saying, oh, say no to this. Oh, if they say no, oh, you must be cautious of how you treat people. But because the parents seems to be thinking that they are giving enough care, it is not just in providing care given by ensuring that everything your wife or your daughter, son asks. You must be able to inquire, what do you want to use it for? You really need this money? Sometimes parents just overdo, all in the name of, oh, we have the money, then if you don't give them, who else do you give? Sometimes you allow your children, your spouses, to experience real issue. Don't just make it so easy for them, because a lot of parents want to make life easy for their children. But so if you need to go to the best school, you must get this amount of money every month. They even give salary, which are not ought to. So this kind of thing makes them not to be self-confident, reduce their mental fabrics in dealing with real life issues, because they begin to look at the marriage institution like a title. Kneel down, I can't do this over my dead body. These are not part of the trend. You are living in the past. No, in Africa we have our modus operandi, and because we don't understand this, we tend to see it from the angle of the law, that, oh, once you are husband and wife, if you are divorcing, 50% of your property must come to me. Some are even more carried away with this. Some even threaten their husband. Okay. Some threaten the wife. Oh, if I go, so
let me ask you this question.
Not
are you ready for me? Okay, I want to find out.
Yeah.
In the process of your line of duty as a legal practitioner that also deals with family, what are the things that you think when you're looking at entitlement when it comes to marriage? What are those things that guide that relationship? Because, you said we should not go to entitlement, we should go to this, so you have explained that. Now, as a legal practitioner who also work with family, what are those things that you guide on, that guides you to be entitled to as a couple in a marriage? Are there phrases that say, okay, you can ask for this, you're entitled to
Well,
ask for this,
yes,
or
as
everything
a
should just come in, you know, as normal,
as
just
a
like
couple
you said?
yes, yes, as a couple and the husband or wife, it is expected that both need to relate. Marriage, there's no specific one size fits all. The way you manage your home is different from yeah.
I think we've lost the signal with Barrister there. Barrister, I think your network is malfunctioning. We'll get back to you once you're on standby. Pastor, back to you. To the question Olori asked, do you think there are certain things in marriages, there are stages in marriages? Because Barrister was trying to say something that we should take it from the home front, which you have given an insight into. Now we are looking at, okay, fine. Are there certain things that should be entitled to partners in marriages?
All right. Like I said earlier, I said the Bible itself had spelled out certain roles that a woman should play, a man should play, even the children in marriage. All right, and for instance, our body. A man's body does not belong to him. It belongs to his wife. A woman's body does not belong to her, it belongs to her husband. So when we understand this, there will be challenge in our sexual affairs in marriage. Because one of the issues eating deep into marriages is sex. Now somebody got married and the man told her, let's meet. And she said, that's not part of what I came for. No. You know, I'm telling you.
So what did you
I'm telling you,
you
know, this is what we do. So a lot of things come to us. I'm not for that. One other woman said, I learned that sexual intercourse has to do with procreation. Now I'm done with raising babies.
And so,
therefore, so
no more sex.
No more sex.
Okay.
A major issue in marriage. Now, what we are trying to address here is having entitlement mentality. That does not mean you don't have the role you should play in your home. The man, for one, is the head of the home. All right. Your family expects you to provide visions, to give direction, to provide leadership. There are basically bills to be paid. You've got rent, you've got school fees, they are there. You've got daily upkeeps, they are there. And from way immemorial, from the beginning, it lies majorly on the man's shoulder. Now, the woman comes in as a support system to help the man. God said it is not good for a man to be alone. I'll send him a helper. But before God sent in the helper, he first of all gave Adam the vision. Tend the garden. I've placed you in this garden. Now work on it and turn the whole other world into this garden. And they keep fellowship with me. God gave man the vision. All right. So when the woman came on board, she met something on ground. So for a young man about to get into marriage, understand that you buy Pampers. You're going to buy diapers. You're going to pay school fees of your children. Your wife will, should, and may support you, but it is not your right. It is not to be demanded from her. All right. We are raising virtuous women who understand their role For God to call you a helper to someone, that means there's something you have that he does not have. It's an added advantage God has put in you. It takes a stronger person to help another.
Yeah.
So you're coming to that relationship, you're coming to be a help, to impact. Life is about impact. Life is not about what you're taking. Don't be a collector. You're coming to add value. All right. But to my men, my brothers out there, the fathers, know that you have a role to play. The government is lying on your shoulder. It lies on the shoulders of the son. So you must take responsibility. Now, if your wife comes in to assist you, to be an added advantage.
It's a plus.
Yes, but it's not to be demanded. Now, for the women, let me talk to my fellow sisters. When you love somebody, you know, God did not tell a woman to love her husband because naturally we love, we are emotional, we are compassionate, we are merciful as women. God did not command a woman to love because God knows we will do it naturally. It's our default, part of us. Yes, ma'am. But God told the man to love because men are logically calculate. But God told us to submit. Now, talking about love, as a woman, when you love somebody, you want the best for them.
Oh my God. I'm falling in love.
That's the truth. Somebody is falling in love in this. You know, you want the best for them. You want. I made a vow. I said, my husband will call me blessed. He will bless the day I came into his life. It was a goal I have. I said to myself earlier, I said, I am not Iyawo, like they would say in our local parlance. Iyawo, that means you can be branched to wo. You get that here for when the trees are down, you run. I said, I come as Iyawo, Iyale. I came to, marry. I've come to take charge. I've come to make things work. A wise woman builds her home. I came with that mindset. This is our 25th year together as husband and wife.
Wow.
I came with that mindset. And God helped me. Do you understand? That no matter what come what may, we tell ourselves we are in this together. We are building it together. I can as well cross my leg and say, well, when you married me, you met me in a certain level, I must maintain that level. The man will resent you. He will resent you. And know one thing, you have competitors out there.
A lot of competitors.
I'm telling you,
They have millions.
Yes,
not one.
There are plenty.
200% competitors.
I'm
They
telling
are
you the
ready.
truth. I'm telling you the
They
truth.
I'm ready.
I'm telling you
What
the
do
truth.
you want to do?
And it's biblical. The Bible says in Isaiah 4 verse 1, it says, at the end of time, 7 women will hold to a man's care and say, don't worry, we'll pay our bills.
Oh my
we'll
gosh.
take care of ourselves. We'll take care
come
of
to
just
that time.
let's bear your name. Just give us your son name. That's all we need. They are there. So wake up, sister, take your place. Be so relevant in the life of that man that he cannot but love you.
And men, love your women.
Take care of your
Women,
women.
submit to your
And this thing is not just one-sided though. Even you're wearing wedding ring as a married woman now does not mean that they will not make passes at you. So husbands, take care of your own. Balance
You heard
it.
that.
Maintain
Love
your
your
health
woman.
too and your other, what have you.
We love the fact that you have put this on a very nice closing. You gave it to the men, you gave it to the women, so it's all balanced. There's nothing more to say. All you just have to do is, if you have missed anything on today's episode of Family and Values, please, I beg you, before you go back to sleep, go to our Facebook on Galaxy Television and go to our Twitter page, go to our YouTube also. You will always have a complete package of today's episode of Family and Values on entitlement. That's what we've talked about. And I want to say a big thank you to Are Dr. Azan for joining us. It's so good to have you, and we hope that next time we'll have a clearer network to really work with you well. My name is Remain Adejoke Adebi David, so hope to see you tomorrow. Over to you, Joe.
Of course, tomorrow is Healthy Thursday. One thing I've taken in all of this is take away the entitlement mentality. It's really eating into a lot of people. Even aside marriage, you have friends who feel like you should always be there for them. The entitlement mentality is even getting to children. You've heard our 2 guests talk about it. Learn to take away the entitlement mentality from you. Let it just be, live a free life. Let it just be that, okay, if this thing comes to me, fine. If it doesn't, work to have yours. That's what I would tell you. Work hard and have yours. But the entitlement mentality, please take it off. And in marriages, we should try as much as possible to take it off so that we have a balance when it comes to marriages. Tomorrow is Healthy Thursday, where we'll be talking about health. Of course, we know that's what we do to make sure your health is in place. And please, the numbers displayed on the screen. Friday is the deal day where we are giving out recharge cards, and someone will get to win Olori's BP measurement. So send in all those messages so that we'll get to read them on Friday and see who wins our recharge card. We'll see you tomorrow. My name still remains Joy Abu. Bye.